so we're back.
Have a seat, right?
Now,
thank you for bearing with us.
Unfortunately, we did lose all of our viewers, so there is nobody watching right now for the Q&A, which presents a little bit of a problem. People will probably come back in. Here we go. Let's see. Oh,
we're muted. Here we go. All right, we're back.
Okay,
as I was saying, obviously our stream cut out. We accidentally nicked the Ethernet cable that was connecting the Wi-Fi from the house to the yard here, and anyway, we're back, and we're ready for our Q&A. So this will be a two-parter. So if anybody has any questions about product arrivals, anything about Bachmann in general, or any questions for Ray about his amazing layout. All right, that should be better. I just muted the other camera, so that should fix the sound issue. But yeah, so if you have any questions, let us know. All right, I do have a question here. Update on large-scale LBSC Thomas. No update right now, other than he's in development. Obviously, not a massive departure from our standard large-scale Thomas. It's a paint scheme, so hopefully we'll have a sample for him in the not-too-distant future to show off.
That's right.
And yes, for the question that just came in, this is just G-scale stuff in this show, but you can ask questions about anything in the Bachmann line. We'll do our best to answer. We do have just a general update on the tariff situation. We're happy to say that with the updates today regarding the U.S. and China, we are going to try and start shipping some of our products out, so models such as some of the most highly anticipated ones for this year should be shipping very soon. And
yes, that's meaning shipping out of China.
Right. So it's going to be a couple of months before anything's in retail stores. But the good news is they'll be shipping and they won't be subject to the 145% tariffs.
Yes. We also have. We did have a couple of containers that came in between today and when the tariffs were announced, but they did ship out of China before the full tariffs took effect. Those items are at the same prices that they were in the 2025 catalog and listed on our website. So that includes things like the SC44 and N scale for Ace and Coaster, the 1/29 scale tank cars, and a select few other new items and restocks. So check our website and with your dealer for the most current pricing. Depending on how the tariff situation continues to shake out, that may be subject to change. But right now, the price you see in the 2025 catalog is the current pricing.
Correct.
I'm going back through the comments from the first part of the YouTube stream. There's a question about replacement parts for the Dash 9 and GP40s. We do have a limited amount of parts, particularly the mechanical parts such as motor blocks and I believe boards as well. They're in stock of our parts department, so you can check at eStore.bachmanntrains.com to see what's in stock. If you don't see what you're looking for, you can reach out to them by phone or email. We do have a limited supply of parts that are not listed on the website currently. Where the Dash 9s, we are going to be getting additional parts, including cosmetic parts, in with the second production run. And we have a question about if the BNSF 25th anniversary is also an option. I presume referring to the new road names. That one is just a custom one that Ray made for himself. It's not out of the possibility that we could offer it in the future, but it's not in the plans at the moment.
Right. One of the drawbacks of that locomotive is it's not the specific locomotive type that the real heritage units are. So when we develop paint schemes for the Dash 9, we try and make them authentic road numbers for the actual Dash 9s for those railroads. But that doesn't mean that we can't have some fun and maybe look into doing that at some point.
I have a question, Matt, maybe you can bring up the image for this, about a large-scale railroad crossing. And that is something that we do have in our line. It comes with 2 working crossing gates, and it has integrated steel track. The item number for that is item number 96214, and we do have it in stock.
All right, bear with me 1 second, and I'll bring up a picture of it here. All right, let's see. I haven't actually set up screen sharing on this computer, so we may not be able to see it.
Okay.
So, but if you go to bachmanntrains.com and search for item number 96214, you will find it. I did have a question, not about large scale, but about the open carriage in our HO scale Thomas line, because as it states, there is an image of it in the catalog, and we haven't actually shown a sample. So that actually is not a final image. That is that was a I guess you could call it a render. It was a color render. We hope to have a sample very shortly to show you the update. Yeah, so that, we haven't skipped anything. We don't have a sample for it yet. That was what's in the catalog was a render. Got various suggestions here for new large-scale locomotives, modern locomotives, or steam locomotives, and different road names for tank cars. All great suggestions. We're always working at expanding our lines, and of course 129 scale is a new line for us, so we're actively looking at what we can expand that line with to bolster what you can build your equipment roster with. So while we can't speak to anything specific, there's definitely plans for more in that line. And if what we've done so far is anything to go by, with a nice mix of modern second generation and some steam era stuff, or late steam era, I guess you could call the tank cars, that's a pretty good indication you'll be seeing a wide range of other stuff to come.
Also have some questions about a couple of different re-releases of 129 scale items from the Aristocrat range, which is where all of our 129 scale items came from. We appreciate all the suggestions and requests. We can't say for certain right now which ones we can do and when. One of the issues is just a practical issue of locating all the molds for the parts and the bodies for those items that were transferred over from the former Aristocrat factory to the Bachmann factory. But we do, whenever we want to pursue one of those projects, we do have our factory team look into it. And there was a funny story about that where I believe when we were deciding which diesel locomotive we were going to do first, Ray, you may be able to recount this. It was going to be...
Sure. Basically, the most requested locomotive at every show was the Dash 9. And so we said, okay, we'll do the Dash 9. And they got back to us, so we have everything except the long hood. We can't find it. So we decided, well, the next best would be the GP40, because that was, there were the fewest number of those run. It was one run. And so we said, all right, we'll do the GP40. We announced the GP40. Lo and behold, in the same crate was the mission part from the Dash 9. So we did the Dash 9 first, and now we've done the GP40. And we're actively looking at other locomotives, both steam and diesel, that Aristocrat had in their line. And we're also looking at reissuing many of the 1 to 20.3 locomotives in our line. So there is a lot coming down the road, and when the political situation settles out, we'll have a lot better idea what's doable and what's not.
Very well said.
Let's see, is there a shipping update on the H.O. Thomas figures? Yes, and not specifically, but they are on the water. So we're hoping to receive them into our warehouse for distribution in the very near future. And these will not be subject to tariffs, as they did not come from China.
Correct. I'm going to hop over because I did have a request to see the some of the narrow gauge items, and we don't have them out here, but there are some of them inside in Ray's office. So, Ray, if you don't mind, I'm going to hop in over there. I'm going to get back on my camera and
You
show
can take
them.
this one if you like.
That'll work too.
Since I know your battery's running low here, everything's been thrown into a little bit of a chaos situation. So we'll go back to the main camera here, and hopefully won't nick the Ethernet cable again.
Your roving reporter is on the case.
All right. So I'll keep it on this camera right now, so we don't have to subject everybody to the inside of Ray's house.
Oh, he's going into the workshop.
Yeah.
Matt, I am on the scene. If you can hear me. All right, so here we have up on the shelf, and Ray's actually coming in here. This was our most recent 1:20 freescale project, which was the second run of the Centennial 260. And you can see here we've got, behind all the other models, we've got all 4 paint schemes and the matching passenger cars we made to go with them. Up top you have the Denver and Rio Grande Raton, the Glenbrook, the Eureka and Palisade, and probably the crown jewel of this bunch. It was featured on the cover of the 2016 catalog, and that is the Grizzly Flats Railroad Emma, Nevada, owned by this man here. This is a little custom figure we made, Ward Kimball. For those who don't know the story, Ward Kimball was one of the earliest animators for Walt Disney Productions, and he was a friend of Walt Disney and a huge railroad buff. And the Emma, Nevada was the locomotive that he owned and ran on his own backyard railroad, the Grizzly Flats Railroad. And it was the Grizzly Flats Railroad that really inspired Walt Disney to rekindle his love of trains from his childhood, and to build his own railroad, the Carrollwood Pacific Railroad, and the Disneyland Railroad as well. And the Emma, Nevada and the Combine car do still exist, or I believe it's the coach car, but they do still exist. They're at the Southern California Railroad Museum in Paris, California, and I actually got to see them when we were out in California for shows back in February. They are currently under restoration. So there you go. Those are the current large-scale 1:23 scale locomotives.
Very cool. All right, so
You didn't show the mess. I was going to say, if Tyler showed the mess, that, like my daddy always said sometimes, a clean workshop is a sign of a sick mind. So just my analog desktops like that, my virtual desktops like that. It's just the way life is.
and you know, you make fantastic models. You do fantastic custom paint schemes, and it all works for you.
Well, yeah, it does.
You want to turn that around. All right, so we are back outside here. I just moved this computer down.
And not unplugged.
And not unplugged, yeah. This has been a successful half of the stream. So I think that's probably going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you all for bearing with our technical issues, and it's always a pleasure to come to the Bachmann himself, Ray's Layout, and we'll look forward to showing another update next year.
Maybe we can do one in the fall.
Maybe we can even do one in the fall. Why not?
Let's see what comes in. Let's see how the layout fills in greenery-wise.
Absolutely. All right. So, yeah, everybody, thank you for sticking with us and coming back on the stream. If there are any questions that we've missed or you didn't get a chance to ask us, we will be monitoring the comments in the next few days. So we'll do our best to respond to the ones that we can.
And I'll post Matt's home number. So call late, call often.
All right. Everybody, take it easy.